Why is everybody suddenly buying the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 or the DJI Action 5? Where the hell is GoPro? It's not here. Oh, here it is. Let me turn it on. The battery is dead. Classic GoPro. Until a few years ago, GoPro had no real competition. Think about it. If you wanted an action cam to shoot professionally, there wasn't any other company to go to. You GoPro. If you wanted a small, reliable camera to take on your vacation to shoot cool underwater footage, you GoPro. Also, there is a whole industry of actual extreme sport professionals that wanted the best stabilization on the market. They GoPro. Or I might say they went GoPro. I was one of those people. In 2020, I bought my Hero 8 Black. And to avoid confusion, when I say I was one of those people, I don't mean an extreme sport professional. I just mean the guy trying to take cool underwater footage on their vacation. Let's look at the chart of GoPro stock from 2020 to today. Now let's look at their lineup. Do you notice a pattern? Come on GoPro, you're not Apple. You cannot ship the same design every year. Yeah, they had some incremental improvements over the years, but not nearly enough to make me upgrade. Even if we directly compare my Hero 8 Black to the newest generation Hero 13 and skip over 4 generations, we might not see a huge difference. 4K 60 on my Hero 8 to 5.3K 60 on the Hero 13. What a huge difference. They improved a lot in areas that were already good enough. Why do you have to buy a separate media mode that makes the camera much larger and much more fragile just to have a good mic? Once the light is over the horizon and you have some darker scenes, the footage is basically unusable on the GoPro. I would say they finally fixed the camera from dying after 5 minutes in the cold weather and bumped it up to 1800 mAh. And don't get me started on the GoPro app connectivity issues. Waiting 5 minutes just so your phone can connect to the camera, only to forget why you even needed it. Or connecting it to a PC to offload footage. Sometimes it only charges, and if the stars are aligned, it shows up as data drive. And when did we decide that the GoPro mount is a good way to mount the camera? Are they just trying to screw us with those screws with handles? You could say just use quick release for everything, but companies don't make accessories for quick release. They make them for the standard GoPro mount. And if you have one camera and try to move it from your helmet to a tripod, good luck, and I admire your patience. And was it that hard to add a magnetic mount? It took so many generations. None of those things sound dramatic, but when you deal with them every time you use the camera, it adds up, and that is the problem. So Insta360 and DJI just fixed all of those shortcomings and turned them into their biggest strengths. Let me focus on the Ace Pro 2 since I have one right here, and it's not sent by Insta360 for testing or anything. I bought it with my own money. All of the reviews about the Ace Pro 2 are surprisingly positive, but like 90% of them say that Insta360 sent them the camera for testing, but they have no say in the actual review. Yeah, they might not have any say, but you're still inclined to downplay some bigger issues or not include them at all in the video. Also, real photography-focused channels like Peter McKinnon are using it for photography. An action cam? That sounded like a badly written AI story. But when you turn off those Ace Pro 2 reviews and just lean back and watch YouTube, what do you see? Everyone keeps replacing their GoPros with the Ace Pro 2 or the DJIs and using them as their main action cam. I feel like the Insta360 and DJI just look at all of the stuff users complained on forums or anywhere else online and turn those weaknesses into their biggest features. I have the Boya mic here and it works perfectly. I can even connect any Bluetooth mic into the camera and it just works. I can even record audio from my AirPods, which is crazy. The flip-up screen is just amazing and so useful when you're recording anything. And PureShot for recording night videos, Starlapse for capturing the night sky, horizon log, and I could just keep going. At first, I was so skeptical about the image quality, but since I got it, I can say it is just as good as everyone says. So instead of just yelling at clouds and trees, let's actually be fair. I don't want GoPro to die. Competition made them better. But right now, the Ace Pro 2 exists and it exposes every bad decision GoPro made over the past 5 years. Is Insta paying for reviews out there? Yeah, probably. But when independent buyers keep repeating the same pros and cons, that is not just hype anymore. That's consensus. GoPro built this category, but building it doesn't mean you own it forever. Insta360 and DJI are not killing GoPro. They are just doing things GoPro stopped caring about. Hero 14 doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to prove that GoPro is awake again and listening.